The league's top scoring tandem in Beal and Russ just led the Wizards to their longest winning streak since Michael Jordan came out of retirement 20 years ago. From Russ logging the first 30-10-20 triple-double since Magic, to Beal tying Gilbert Arenas for the most 40-point games in franchise history, you're about to see every reason for why Washington's peaking at the perfect time. And stay tuned to see if fans in the nation's capital should expect their team to make the play-in tournament. Only 12.7% of you watching this video right now are subscribed, so if you're looking for consistent NBA hot takes, predictions, and stories, you came to the right place. Quick commenter shout out to Steven, who says his favorite part about the Knicks is Alec Burks coming off the bench, with Rose and Emmanuel quickly is dangerous. Dude is underrated. Thanks for the great answer, Steven. The question for next video shout out is on its way. The Wizards are 10-2 since April 7th. And they've turned around their fortunes after a brutal start to the year. We're going to talk about how Bradley Beal's carrying the Wizards with his scoring, but without Brody doing the dirty work in terms of his rebounding, defense, and hockey assists, Washington wouldn't be in a playoff spot. He may not post the highest shooting line, but Russ has been much more efficient in 2021. Westbrook shooting career highs from 0 to 3 feet, 3 to 10 feet, and his three-point shots improved by nearly 6 percentage points from the prior season. Brody's the only guard in the NBA to be top 20 in the league in rebounding, as he ranks number 8 in that area. Russ may only be 6'3", but he's got a 6'8" wingspan, a 36.5-inch vertical jump, and a relentless determination to pull down every single board. Most shockingly for the former MVP this year is how he's performing in clutch scenarios, as Russ has actually been more efficient in tight games than Bradley Beal. To be fair, Westbrook does draw a lot less defensive attention, but Russ shoots 55% from the field and 39% from deep to close out games, which, as you're seeing on the screen, is far better than what Beal shoots. What makes DC's all-star at point guard so overwhelming is how he can change speeds and then hit that fifth gear and explode to the bucket. Aside from his offensive stats and repertoire, it's clear that Russ has found the ideal team to play with on and off the court, and whether you're a non-believer like Stephen A.
Russell Westbrook, when we look at his game, it's the same stuff every year. Might get a little bigger, strong, athletic, can take it to the basket, still hasn't got that shot going, that three-point shot. You know, you in the same conference as Steph Curry for years. You struggling from three-point range. You going up against Dame Dollar, Dame Time. Kevin Durant departs. You don't make it out of the first round.
2 weeks later.
Props to Russell Westbrook. He deserves it today. A matter of fact, I think he and Mrs. Westbrook and the Washington Wizards should be thanking me.
What?
You can't help but be happy that this man's put the excessive drama from Houston and OKC in his rearview mirror and is thriving in DC. There's no denying Russell's underperformed in many of his postseason appearances, but after not fully absorbing the brunt of those failures in the past, this year Westbrook seems like a new man who's zoned in on executing one play at a time. With high-ego teammates who've rubbed off on him the wrong way in the past, now Russ is next to the most humble, easygoing superstar he's ever been next to, which is perfect for the high-energy, at times out-of-control persona that Westbrook has. Brody's always needed a star next to him to vocally appreciate what he brings to the table, and also balance out the chip on his shoulder. And the big panda Bradley Beal is exactly that guy. When speaking on Brody's nightly stat stuffing, Beal said, quote, "It's crazy because a couple years ago when he was the MVP and finished the year averaging 30 and a triple-double, I was like, I wonder how he does that. Now I get to witness it firsthand, night in, night out, and it's still mind-boggling." Beal's teammate Westbrook has posted 28 triple-doubles this year, but Beal's been pretty shocking himself. Beal left the game against the Cavaliers with an Achilles injury, but he did score a cool 33 points in that game, and then the next time out against the Spurs on Monday night, Beal dropped 45 points. That scoring performance was only the 4th highest amount of points Beal scored in a game this year. given how much he's put the team on his back and the amount of shots he has to manufacture on a nightly basis, I'm really hoping Beal's body doesn't wear down, because we can't have yet another star get hurt. Along with getting Washington to the play-in tournament, it's clear that Beal's desperate for his first scoring title. As with Stephen Curry tracking him down in points per game, Beal's turned it up as of late. In his last 3 games, he's put up 37 points per game, and the heart this man's shown off to consistently keep Washington in games has been special to witness. At only 27 years old, the Big Panda is shaping up to be one of the greatest scorers of this generation, and I think he deserves way more attention than he receives. If Beal was on a big market team like the Lakers or Knicks, we'd be raving about him all day. ESPN would be talking about him in every single segment, but the Wizards aren't known for getting talked about in the mainstream sports media, so Bradley falls heavily under the radar. At the trade deadline, Washington acquired the springy 6'10" center Daniel Gafford in a 3-team deal involving the Bulls and Celtics. When the product of Arkansas is in the lineup for DC, the team has a record of 10-2, and Gafford's averaging 11 points, 2.2 blocks, and 6 rebounds, all in just 18 minutes per game. Outside of Gafford's personal stats, the bigger impact has been on Washington's previously brutal defense. A team that was ranked 26th in defensive rating at the deadline now ranks 4th since acquiring Gafford. The last month of lockdown defense has the Wizards with the 17th ranked defensive rating for the entire season, and having a young 5-man who can bring it every night on the defensive end is absolutely crucial in today's day and age. Gafford's energy, size, and defensive prowess is what Beal and Westbrook have thrived off. Gafford's been a consistent lob threat, and since day one, the big man's tenacious rim protection and hustle on the defensive end have helped out the Wizards where they needed it most. There's no denying this Wizards team is top-heavy with 2 stars who do the majority of the work, but that doesn't mean they don't have an impressive supporting cast. You just heard about Gafford, but this sophomore Rui Hachimura has made significant strides defensively in his second year, and that defense is extremely valuable, which was noted by his coach Scott Brooks, who said, quote, "His defense is getting better every day, every game. That's what I love about Rui. He wants to improve and has the desire to get better." Unfortunately, Hachimura's development has been stunted by a series of obstacles. Last year, he missed time with multiple injuries. This season, he battled a severe eye irritation and then the coronavirus. As a result, the second-year man's only played 71 career games, but his lockdown perimeter defense at its best is Kawhi Leonard-esque. The Latvian laser Davis Bertans is shooting 41% from 3 on the year and a blistering 44% since the beginning of February after coming back from injury. Garrison Matthews has been bombing threes from deep all season for the Wiz. On the year, he's shooting a very solid 38% from deep. Beal and Westbrook can use as much spacing as possible around them, and Matthews is helping them get easy shots at the rim. The former lottery pick and now journeyman center Alex Len is proving that the Raptors shouldn't have given up on him and waived him earlier this year, as he's dunking on everyone, and for a third-string center behind Robin Lopez and Gafford, Len gives the Wiz some great depth at the 5 spot. Based off the hot streak they've put together and the combined pressure that Beal and Westbrook put on the defense every single night, and the shockingly elite impact of Daniel Gafford up front, if they stay healthy, Washington's going to easily get into the play-in tournament. And if they can work their way through the tourney, then they're a dangerous first-round opponent for any team. For next video's post-intro shoutout, why or why not will the Wizards get into the playoffs? This was D-Flow. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time.